We now come to the second part of the morning session, which is the second of the award ceremonies. But just before we start doing that, I'd just like to say, yesterday it was intended that I would say a few words at the beginning of the icebreaker, actually open it. But before I was able to find a microphone, everyone had started on the beer and wine, so I never had a chance to say anything. But all I was going to do was just reflect on the first day from my point of view. I found it really interesting learning about the importance of monitoring and predicting the weather in the Arctic, something which I knew very little about. Later on, I went to the session about the Global Weather Enterprise. And then it was very interesting seeing some really good examples of the cooperation between the public and private sectors in making observations. So I learned a lot from that. I then went to see the three presentations that part of, or three people have been selected to give presentations for the Harry Otten Prize. And there's just three really interesting examples of bringing together the science and the technology to do something really innovative. And then finally, after the town hall meeting, I think a lively and interesting discussion, quite thought-provoking. And then the icebreaker. And I certainly found that by the time I got to the fourth or fifth bottle of wine, bottle of beer, bottle of beer, I decided I quite like Danish beer. Of course, it's not as good as English beer, but quite acceptable. So we're now going to go on to the award session, and I hope this will be comparatively trouble-free compared with yesterday. And there's really three parts to it. First of all, we want to deal with the travel awards given by the European Met Society. And then we go on to the awards that are provided by the Tromp Foundation. And then finally, we'll find out who the winner is of the Harry Otten Prize. So there's three parts to it. So first of all, it's the travel awards. So there's 4 travel awards that we're giving. This is funded by the EMS. This is very important. It's part of the role of the EMS is to support early career scientists, and these awards are part of that process. So I'm just going to announce the names. Heinke, like yesterday, is actually going to hand over the certificate. It's actually going backwards and forwards. So the first one is for Bernard Jimenez. And what you'll see on the screen is where and when they're giving their presentation. The second one is Magdalena Mittermeier. And then Elzbieta Lasota. And finally, Suleiman Sai. So we're just going to take a photograph. So now I have the pleasure of handing over to Wop Retveld for the next part of the award ceremony. Wop is the chair of the Tromp Foundation.
Well, I promised you, Chairman, the President, to be very short, and he already introduced me. My name is Wop Rietveld. I'm the chairman of the Solkowalle Tromp Foundation, and I pronounce it this way because I noticed there was a little bit of confusion about Trump Foundation and the Trump Foundation. So we are the Tromp. For those Danish people, they know that Tromp was a very famous Dutch sailor. I'm going to invite my colleague from the board, Tanya, to actually do the handover and the shaking of hands. But let me just a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, explain what the link is between our foundation and the EMS. So Tromp was fascinated by the way weather and climate would affect human behavior. So he founded an International Society of Biometeorology. And then he realized that if you have a society, you can't survive if you don't pay attention to young people, to attract young people, to motivate young people. And that's the reason why we are here, and we have awards for young scientists, young people, young students. And we start, well, you can read it all from the screen, but it's also written in page 56 of the program book. That makes it easier. We have 5 young students, but one of them is not able to come, so but maybe he will arrive later on and give us a talk. But for may I have the first Moshe Mandelwich. I'm sorry. Then we'll shake it afterwards to speed up the procedure, as I promised. The second one is Dragan Milosevic from Serbia. Be careful, don't rush. Okay, then the third one is Pavel Konstantinov from the Russian Federation. And the fourth one is Mohammad Talegani from the United Kingdom. Well, you can hear them and see them in the special session on as it is announced in the program. Well, in addition to young students, we have young investigators. And we had, I must tell you, quite a number of applications. So the competition was very strong. It was very difficult, but we have one winner, and the winner is Diego Mirales. That's very peculiar. Well, it took me 1 hour to reach from Copenhagen Center to this place this morning. So it's maybe there was a traffic jam, all the taxis were booked, so he will probably arrive later. Well, no, thank you very much. It's, well, I apologize, but we make it, we arrange it in a different way. Mr. President, I hope I promised what I've done to make it short. It was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to give the awards. It's a pleasure to see all the young people. They are happy, and it's important. And I wish you a very good continuation of the rest of the meeting. Yes.
Right, well, on behalf of the EMS, we'd like to thank the Tromp Foundation for supporting these awards. As I said earlier, helping young scientists attend meetings like this is really very important, so we're very appreciative of them. Before we go on to the Harry Otten Prize, just like to remind you that there are the Media and Outreach Awards. These are going to be presented during the media session. And there's 3 awards. There's one for journalism, one for outreach, one for weather forecast. And the details are there. And so please would you support the presentation of those awards. So now it gives me pleasure in handing over to Leo Kroon, who is the chair of the Harry Otten Foundation, so that we can find out who is actually going to receive the Harry Otten Prize.
Thank you very much, Bob. Yes, as already mentioned, I'm the president of the Harry Otten Foundation, which was especially created to make sure that this prize is awarded every 2 years. And contrary to Mr. Tromp, or Alfred Nobel for that matter, Harry Otten is still very alive. So it's my pleasure and privilege to give him the floor for the award ceremony.
Thank you, Leo. Leo, kroon. Kroon is the Dutch word for crown, so that we may know it. Well, I just got this something like 15 minutes ago, so I only know since 15 minutes who is going to get the prize. Thank you, everybody, and especially thank you to the finalists. I'm Harry Otten. I'm the former founder and CEO of Medio Group, but now associated with another weather company. And I initiated the Harry Otten Prize in 2011 for innovation. The foundation was created in 2011 to encourage innovation in meteorology for the benefit of society. The main purpose of the foundation is to award the Innovation Prize for Meteorology. And the goal of this prize-winning competition is to present an idea that is innovative, practical, realizable, and brings meteorology forward in society. The prize will recognize ideas that will enable a clearly innovative contribution of meteorology to society and that are not already have been developed elsewhere. There is a website where guidance is given on what kind of ideas could win the prize. For you all present here, the next prize, the next 25,000 euro prize, will be awarded in Barcelona 2 years from now. And now for the presentation of the prize. I'd like to ask all the finalists to come to the stage. It's not very much room, but I guess that you will fit in here. So please come forward. There is Jan Dufournet, Igor Stepanov and Gianni Amos dos Santos from Sky Echo in the Netherlands. Their idea was to get a new way to communicate high-definition weather data about the incoming weather hazards to citizens, sorry. The idea is to use a high-resolution weather radar and nowcasting to warn urban residents about hazardous weather on very short timescales. They demonstrated their idea for the city of Rotterdam. The second is Malcolm Kitchen and Chris Brunt from the UK Met Office and the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom. Still part of the EU, but not for long. The idea is to have a new method of measuring atmospheric refractivity. The idea is to use an interferometer to obtain information on atmospheric refractivity structure by measuring the angle of arrival of radio signals broadcast by commercial aircraft. The method generates important information on the humidity structure of the lower atmosphere and thus could enhance weather modeling. And the third one is Paul Petersik from Germany, and his idea is a wine forecast, a tool to generate individual predictions of wine diseases and phenology. The aim of this proposal is to predict the risk of outbreaks of mildew in vineyards using high-resolution model output, local observations and machine learning algorithms. The goal is to give vineyard owners a timely warning of possible outbreaks, thus preventing overuse of fungicides. I'd like to ask the finalists to take their seats again. And is this the envelope? Now I'm supposed to open an envelope. And the winners are Malcolm Kitchen and Chris Brunt. Please come forward. Congratulations. Congratulations. I hope that the Met Office and the university will allow you to keep the money for yourself. Otherwise, I can help you to open a bank account, especially for this purpose, and nobody will know. So thank you. And time for some pictures. Leo, you should be here as a chairman as well. So many congratulations, and I hope that you will make good use of the prize. Would you say 2 words? You or you?
Yes, thank you very much. Very grateful for this, and very grateful for the foundation setting up this award. What I would say, we propose to use the bulk of the money to fund a PhD to further development of the technique.
Wow, that's. I guess that's a very good idea. It's not really the intention of the prize, but it's a very good use of the prize, but it is not obligatory to use the prize to fund further things. You can also go on holiday to the Arctic or to the Antarctic, as I have done a few times. I can recommend that to do that. But I believe that funding a PhD student is a very good thing. And I hope that I will get an invitation when the defense of the PhD is there. Thank you very much.
For the pictures, I would also like to ask the other finalists to come forward, because they also get a prize, although albeit a bit less than the money on the check. So now it's time for some photographs for for all of us. Well, thanks again for all the finalists for coming over, for presenting their ideas. It was a difficult choice for us. I can say that much. Very difficult, but you were all very good contestants, and there can only be one winner. So don't be disappointed, but both ideas were very good as well, really.